This is my honest assessment of what things happened and why I defend Tim Connelly in the exact instance that I defend him for is the Nuggets felt like in 2023 that they had to get rid of Bones. Not play him, like, okay, we have a young player and we can just not play him in the playoffs, which is probably what you would think you could do. But they felt like we've had such a good culture for the last few years, this or that, and we need to get any cancers out of the locker room. And here's a young guy who's kind of like waffling right now. Just get rid of him. When Russ was here, the reason they got him, and I know Russ fans are always saying, I bet you wish you had him now. The reason they got rid of him is they felt like he was a distraction, and he was in many ways behind the scenes, was like a tough person to, create cohesion around.
This podcast has been called out for the next line spewed by Adam Mares of DNVR Sports.
But what I think the Nuggets didn't learn about the Tim Connelly era was Tim Connelly was very good at getting players who might be difficult to deal with and getting them to buy in to a certain degree and just foster this sense. And he wasn't the only one. Michael Malone played a role in this. There's a lot of guys that played a role in it. When he left, it was like, we have to trade Bones for nothing. Actually, we have to lose value on a trade because we have to get him out of our locker room. Russ is here. We have to get rid of him and not replace the things that he brought positive. But good culture is about having no bad apples. And that's not always the case. Sometimes culture is about, you can have some bad apples, but do they buy in to what Denver has? Like Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Terrence Shannon Jr., Naz Reid. They have some guys that in a different environment would be considered cancers. They would be considered but they came together around a singular identity.
As one commenter alluded to, because the audience is not dumb and can read between the lines here, I wonder what Bones, Highland, Russ, Ant, Jaden, Nas, and TJ have in common to make them bad apples and cancers, LOL. Before we continue, one comment that really stuck out to me was the following. Buddy went with the full Erica Kirk cosplay, noting Mares as co-host. I think what Mares fails to consider is this. That was Nikola Jokic's two brothers, and that was not an isolated incident. They have talked smack to others in the crowd. They have talked smack to players, and they will fight at any point in time. Any. And I'm not saying that Jokic isn't great. I am. I do think he's great. But you're talking about cancers. Let's just try and be objectively honest here. Thus, even in their comments, people are calling them out. Saying Anthony Edwards or Naz Reid are a potential cancer is a ridiculous statement, wrote John D. Calling the Wolves players cancers is crazy. What a loser, wrote Eric Amundsen. So let's just go over this once more, okay? You have somebody who is a well-known host. He even has a show with Tim Legler, who I think is one of the best basketball analysts in the game right now. So he has some credentials. And I'm going to be really clear here. I think he was framing it a different way, but it needs to be called out so that there is a learning curve here. And understanding how so many will see this, read between the lines, and understand what a dog whistle is. One thing I will say to add on to this, and again, to be very objective, is that Anthony Edwards did post that one Instagram video where he was talking about dudes who are gay, and he made some obscene comments. He also has had messages leaked about how many women he's been with and different kids and etc. Like, if you want to talk about his homophobia, go for it. That's fair game. He put it out there. If you want to talk about his non-answer in the face of ICE killing Alex Preddy, fair game. He put it out there. But to go and say, yeah, you know what the problem is? Russell Westbrook was just a bad influence, and he was bad behind the scenes in the locker room. And Bones Highland and Ant and Jaden and Naz Reid and TJ, they're all bad apples, and they're all cancers. Naz Reid is a cancer? What are you talking about? Naz Reid could start for any team in the NBA, and he has taken on a different role. He could probably put up mad numbers. You know where he'd fit in perfectly? Charlotte. He'd be a force on Charlotte. And yet you're labeling him a cancer. He's taken on a bench role at times. I just don't get it. I don't. I think it's odd. I really, really do. And do I think this is the worst of the worst? No. But I think there needs to be a correction here. Because I think this just completely missed the mark. I mean, even Anthony Edwards, like calling him a cancer, I don't see it. I see a guy who is really honest, falls short from time to time. I've never heard teammates complain about him. I've never heard a bad word from a current or former teammate about him. He's a superstar, and his star status is only going up. I just like, guys, I'm having real trouble here because I just don't know where this is coming from. What I see is Denver media being in a tizzy because they got knocked out. And they don't know how to react because between them and the Spurs, it felt like that was going to be the Western Conference Finals matchup. And it's no more because Minnesota threw a wrench in all of it. So once more, I don't think it was malicious. I don't think this was like the worst thing that I've ever heard. I do think that he needs to understand in the framing of how he put this, not good. And maybe just learn from it and don't do it again. That's it. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.